Okay, so let's talk about using Magic Submitter, and let's talk about spun content. And there are many different ways that you can actually get an article spun. You can pay somebody to do it, you can buy software to do it, you can outsource it. And so however you're getting your spun content, it's important to realize that you want to use highly spun quality content with Magic Submitter, because you're going to be submitting this content to so many different areas, and you want each one to look as unique as possible to the search engines. Remember, we're trying to get food backlinks for your money site, and so using spun content is the best way to do that. Now, I use Notepad a lot prior to setting up my content within Magic Submitter. I like to just copy and paste it. I like to get everything prepared and put it into a Notepad file. And I've got several saved Notepad files that I use for spun content that might go in the beginning of an article, spun content that might go in the middle of an article, or the end of an article, or a resource, or a bio box. Now, I've got 3 or 4 different saved Notepads that they're just templates that I use them. And I got them as a bonus for a site that I subscribe to from getting my spun content from. And I'll put a link for that in this in the description box wherever you're watching this tutorial at. It's very, very important to simplify things as much as you can, and hopefully that you've got enough understanding about spinning an article and creating spun content and spin tags and some of the basic codes that go into spun content. If not, I've got another video here that you can watch that talks a little more in depth about spinning content using templates and other things. But most of the time, I'm going to take a look at here. The services that you're going to submit articles to require similar. Everyone's going to require a title, a summary, a body. Some want to have links in the body. Some want to have a resource box. Some places just want the URL by itself. And so that's why spun content is so important. And what Magic Submitter does is it sends out this a piece of content. Let's say, for an example, article directories. If you're submitting to a couple hundred article directories, well, each one is going to get a different version of that article. And in the eyes of the search engine, that's the goal is to make that piece of content to look as unique as possible. So this video is basically going to talk about preparing your content and preparing a notepad to copy and paste a lot of the things in here. Now, let's take a quick look here at the notepad that I prepared for this keyword, hotels in South Bend, Indiana. Another couple of things to talk about beforehand is that Magic Submitter uses some dynamic code when submitting that content, and it's so important. It's just 2 small pieces of code. One is the pound link pound, and then the other one is this piece of code right here. And one is just the link itself. It will just insert a link in there for you, and then the other one, it will actually put in the anchor text that's linked using your keyword. So, for example, if you had if you had a sentence that said, for more information, click here now. Well, click here now would be linked, and that would be your keyword or your anchor text to your money site. And that's an example. A lot of times in the resource box, you will see that that type of code there. But let me show you real quick what it looks like as far as a campaign. So you get an idea the importance of these dynamic links. Now, you know that you have your money site. Now I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign in another video. In this video, I just want to show you how it works and why the dynamic links are so important. And let's say, for example, that your first layer here is going to be, and when I call it a layer, I'm going to go over this, like I said, in another video, and it's going to be a lot slower, and I'm going to show you how to set this up. But campaigns run however long you want them to run. We recommend 5 to 7 days. So let's just say 5 days. Your first week, this is your first layer here, these 4 sites, and this is going to be your first 5 days, your first layer, and it's going to submit the content and backlink to your money site, the site that you're trying to promote. Now, you don't have to individually go in here and put your anchor text or your link back to your money site. Why? Because Magic Submitter uses these dynamic codes here, and I'm going to show you how easy it is just to populate those in there. Now, that's a huge time saver by itself, but here's the beautiful, the amazing part about Magic Submitter is you can backlink your backlinks. Let's say, for example, that you wanted to go ahead and in your second layer, you wanted to go ahead and promote the promotion. And you wanted to go ahead. Alright, now, this is going to be a campaign that's set up to run 5 days. Now, it's not 5 days total, it's 5 days per layer. So your first 5 days, the campaign is going to run these submissions here. The second 5 days, it's automatically going to grab the link from the first 5 days and promote this promotion here. And you might want to use something else, maybe like a blog, to promote that as well. But let me take that out here and see if I can't move this here. Let's say you wanted to promote. Okay, let's say you wanted to use another set of blogs to promote your article directories from the first week. Well, using that dynamic code, you don't have to go in here and wait for these article directories to get published your first week and then go back and get the link and manually put it in your second week to promote this. This is what sets us apart from everybody else as we promote our backlinks with backlinks. What Magic Submitter does is it grabs the link dynamically from this article that got published your first week and begins to promote it with more backlinks in this layer here, and so on and so forth. You could go down a third week, a fourth week, and however you want to set it up. But anyways, I just wanted to talk to you just a little bit about that, and the reason why we're going to be inserting these into places into our article. Now, what I've done is I've already grabbed an article that I want to use that's already spun, and we're going to go ahead and start setting up all of the sites that are going to be submitting the content for us. So this is what article Magic Submitter looks like when you first open it up, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on Manage Items. And once you're in this window here, you want to come over here and you want to click, and let me move this over to the left because once you mouse over it, it's going to tell you Create Submit Items for Service Types Chosen. And go ahead and click that, and that's going to bring up another window. And you can put a check mark here next to the service types that you want to create content and use content for to backlink to your money site. And I've already done that. Article directories, bookmarking services, blogs, RSS feeds, and WordPress blogs. And what Magic Submitter is asking for now is what these article directories and bookmarking service are going to want. They're going to want a title, they're going to want a summary, body description, keywords, etc., etc. And we're going to go through here using our spun content and filling out these blocks in order to create this campaign. So, with that being said, let me grab some water here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the title. We're going to start from the top and just work our way down, and we're going to copy the spun title, and we're going to paste it right in here. Next it's asking for a summary, and typically what I just use is the first paragraph of my spun article as the summary. So we'll copy this and we'll paste this into the summary. Now I also paste it into the description as well too. So you can use the first paragraph for your summary and for your description. Now, the body here, you need to have an article that has contextual links within the body of this section right here. In this section right here where it says article body, this is going to be without the links. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down to our notepad file here, and we're going to grab the entire article that does not have any links in it. It just is the body itself without any resource box or anything else. We're going to copy that. We're going to come back in here and paste this in here. Remember, article body, go ahead and write this down, no links, body, links. Now I'm going to show you how to add the dynamic code that we talked about, which is right here, in the body of your spun article. Now I like to set up templates, and I have got several templates here. I have got a resource box template, a conclusion template, an introduction, and a middle template. Now, the conclusion, introduction, and middle template are designed for you to set up and put links inside your article body. Give me just 1 second here. Now these templates I got actually as a bonus from one of the sites that I get my articles from, and of course there's going to be links in the description for you guys if you want to outsource some of this. But let me bring up this dynamic link again here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, Control C, and this is the dynamic link that Magic Submitter uses, and I'm going to go into one of my templates in the middle area. And what I've done is this is designed for you to put to replace a keyword with either a dynamic link or an actual word itself that will make sense in the article itself. It's a very generically written spun article that you can insert in the middle of just about any piece of content whatsoever. It doesn't matter what it is, and so it's very nice. And what you do is I'm using a PC in Notepad, and you can see here that the pound KW1s are the places where I want to put either replace it with a word, a keyword, a link, really whatever piece of content that I want to, and I've got that all throughout this spun section here. It's going to give you a nice paragraph of unique content. And so what you want to do is you want to hit Control and H, and you want to find the pound KW1 pound, and you want to replace it with the dynamic link that Magic Submitter uses. And so then once you have that in here, you want to go ahead and click Replace All, and then close that out. And then you want to Control A to copy it, and then Control A to highlight it all, and then Control C to copy it. And then since it's a template, when I close it, I don't want to save it because I want to use this. I want to use this again. So let me shrink this back down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here into the body of my article, and I'm going to go down about right about in the middle here, and I'm going to create just a couple of spaces, and I'm going to add that in there. And what that did is that added that piece of dynamic code with a nice spun paragraph that every time it spins, it's going to be something new and unique, and it's going to put that link right in there, because there are some sites that require that you have a link inside the body of itself. There's some article directories and blog sites that don't require you to have that, but most WordPress sites don't have a resource box, and so you put the link within the body of the article somewhere. And so, okay, let's move down. Keywords. Now, these are the keywords that are going to be related to the article that we have spun, and it doesn't have anything to do with your anchor text keywords. And so, what I've done is I've just got a couple here. Travel tips and travel guide, because the article is written about travel, and we're going to paste that in there. Now, as far as the URL goes, we want to go ahead and put a dynamic link in here, because we want it to grab from the previous week's submission. So we're going to go ahead and copy that and paste that right in here, and I'll be right back. Let me get some. Okay, so we've got the dynamic code in here. Remember, the reason why we want to put the dynamic code in here is so that Magic Submitter grabs the link from either the money site or the previous week's submission. So, all right, let's move down to the article resource box. Now, I've got another template set up for that, and let me open that up in the Notepad file. And as you can see, I have these KW1s in here, and I also have a KW2, and this really, you'll be able to see what these resource box looks like. It looks like a tremendous amount of content, but it's actually layered, and it really is just a nice little short couple of sentence resource box. But as you can see, what I'm not going to change in here is the dynamic links code that Magic Submitter uses. I've already placed these in here. And the only thing I'm going to change here is the KWs, which is the keywords. And again, the keyword is just going to be something that's related to the article that you're wanting to submit. It doesn't have anything to do with your anchor text. So again, we're going to go with Control H, and we're going to find pound KW1 pound, and we're going to replace, it's going to find all of them, and it's going to replace it with, let's just go ahead and say travel tips, or actually the first sentence actually starts off with, what if you just simply can't? All right, replace all, travel, and then we're going to do, I've got a KW2 that you can't see that's in here as well too, so I'm going to change that, and we'll use the second one, travel tips. And we'll replace all, and we'll close that out. We want to go ahead and highlight everything, copy everything, and remember we don't want to save it because this is a template. So now where this is going to go, this is going to go into your resource box. You're going to go ahead and paste it into your resource box. And then the last piece of information that's one is a post page name, and this is for any blog sites or websites that actually use the keyword in the title of that. So typically I like to put something related to the keyword or my anchor text in there. So hotels in South Bend, Indiana. And then I like to add a little something, because if you got a keyword that's common that a lot of people use, then you might not get your content created or submitted because it's already has something that has a similar title name in there. So I might put something in there like discounts or something. So discounts, SCOUNT, hotels in South Bend, Indiana, discounts. Okay. Now, once you have that all completed and all filled out, I know that sounded like a lot, but once you do this a couple of times, it will be easy. Once you create a couple of templates, you'll be good to go. You want to go ahead and just click Create. And that's it. That's all we're going to talk about on this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to create the template for all of your sites, for your campaigns, and how to submit them, and how easy it is to do that once you have this in place. Again, check the resource boxes for what I use as far as outsourcing my content creation and my spun content, and we'll see you on the next video.